highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
It's definitely an awesome game. This is my first playthrough, but I have seen playthroughs in the past a long time ago, so there is a lot I don't remember. Make sure that is the... Yep. Why do they have that one like a few meters away from that one, and that one's further in the story? It goes, has one thing in there, then the one up here, then back to the one down there. It's annoying. I had a fear, I thought I had missed that one because the two beside it were right next to each other here. Maybe you could answer me. Are those still achievable for me? Or are they in a place that I can't get back to? I know those two are much earlier in the story. I'm doing my best to make it 100% playthrough. But if I've missed those and I can't get them now...
Welcome to Hades. Zero Dawn's Extinction Failsafe Protocol. The ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect
Not
life.
a problem.
So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia, 200 years from now, and this new biosphere you're growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos, spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
Yeah, it looks like Hades is trying to make the world extinct again. Yeah, even before I started this playthrough, I knew this was a game that I would want to get 100% completion for all achievements and everything, and I knew this first playthrough would be as 100% as I could get it. So, considering there's some Steam achievements requiring New Game Plus, I knew I would already be playing a second playthrough after I finish it first time. I just wanted the first playthrough to be as complete as I could. Travis Tate to Elizabeth Sobek. Noise complaints. Colour me confounded. Lizzie. Bashcore. Anyone who says the old TT codes to Bashcore is straight up lying. And you know it. Old Trav don't have no truck with commercialised razzle-dazz. Nah. Heck, I'd rather guzzle a litre of citter and run off than listen to Grey Swarm for the 30 seconds. Hand to God and swear on my mama's grave, and she was religious. This is hard to read. No, that ain't Bashcore blasting the Hades lab, shaking the walls, rattling folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl. Classical music, 80s and 90s mostly. Got me some Dutch deathcore, some Japanese gore grind, some Swedish cannibal themed stuff too. Stop by if you want to listen, or heck, just come within 50 meters of the lab. Ain't no bashcore, you'll see, or hear rather. In the screech that rends the air and feel, in the throbbing pulse of the floor and walls and ceiling, swallowing you up like you was Jonah trapped in the gullet of gothic death fish. Hallelujah. As for those requests to turn it down, no can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal? Might as well give up stimulants, chocolate malts, and industrial accident vids. Last I heard, we were supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to code an extinction protocol without death metal to inspire me? Nah. I don't think so. Stay cool, Trav. I do know, I think he's a death metal vocalist. I know as I said, I think he's a death metal vocalist that's also a streamer. He's such a down-to-earth person. His stream is just so chill. He constantly has, I don't know if he's live at the moment, but he constantly has 40, 50 people in his channel, but his chat maybe has maximum of 10 people. Everyone else just lurks and just listens to him. That's another one. Tate here. Just popped 3 blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If that ain't worth 10-12 hours of dream time, what is? Before this, every usurpation protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard, and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done its business. So I had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for wear. Too soft, and Gaia only pretended to relinquish control in simulation after simulation after simulation. Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky. I swear, ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, then unseat it from command position to Hades, can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now, so I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are pretty strongs. Guess it's time to sleep and bed. I'll back to it tomorrow. Alligators. Alligators. Got my half hour drink reminder. Ignore that one. I don't know why it's posting on the half hour. It's supposed to be only every hour. You can hydrate if you want, but... Samina Ebaji to Travis Tate. Archive abuse. Mr. Tate, this mail concerns Apollo. Archive submission 0000238876. Your 666 submission is just 5 days. In just 5 days. Oh. And oh, what a doozy. Despite earlier warnings re inappropriate materials, you chose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classics of extreme exploitation cinema. Allow me then to thank you on 2 counts. 1, for giving me the pleasure of redacting your submission, thereby consigning your favourite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to the dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have saved future humanity from the ordeal of experiencing not just one, but all 16 installments of Making a Millipede. Don't worry, the Pasolini material has already been preserved. Extreme perhaps, but art. And 2, for clarifying a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself, the definition of obscenity. You have freed me from the subjective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance. I know it when I see it. Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate submitted it, it's obscene. I guess fair enough. Perhaps you might invest the time you would have spent preparing further submissions on, oh, I don't know, your assigned work. We have a world to save, after all, or the rest of us do, anyway. Samina Ebaji. Once I get out of here, I might look in my list to see the name of those two. Was it? I'll need to find a different list. I've got a list open for these here, not these ones. Shouldn't be too hard to find though. Was that the... That's the way I was working, isn't it? Yep.
Looks like the only way onwards. Are these what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Welcome to Eleuthia, ground and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to
Double raid. Thank you so much for Weathersorb and Aussie. Very much appreciated. This is my first playthrough of Horizon Zero Dawn. I have watched other people play it in the past, but it's been a very long time, so I'm trying to make this playthrough as complete as I can, listening to all the logs, finding everything I can. I've already collected all the collectibles and all that. So, what were you both playing? I did see you both went live at the exact same time pretty much. I had both going live notifications pop up exactly the same time. So, I think I have both of you. There's, for people in my chat, there's Aussies and there's Orb. Both playing Pokemon Infinite Fusion. Is that a multiplayer or you're just doing a challenge against each other? A welcome in all raiders. Very much appreciated that everyone has followed the raid through. Or raids through. I have changed how I do my shout outs a little bit. So let me just, oh, there we go.
in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No,
Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem, to say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
Hopefully I haven't missed any of these yet. Have I missed those two, or are they further forward? Always the question, annoyingly. Patrick Brochard claim to Elizabeth Sobek. FZ Chambers. The ecogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. I've spent the last 36 hours examining them and poring over technical documentation. They're a revelation, astonishing. I don't know what you had to give Far Zenith to trade to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryo logists can't really pronounce that word, not sure what it really means, have vaulted past 50 years of technical shortcomings. The risks of ECMO resolved. Nutrition delivery resolved. Hormonal stability resolved. 12 other risk areas resolved. Before I examined these chambers, I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand. But if the rest of FZ's technology is at this level, well, a human colony around Sirius doesn't seem so impossible after all. Mass fabrication of the chambers will present a number of challenges, but I'm confident they can be resolved. I'm going to rest for a few hours and get back to it. Expect a fabrication plan within 48 hours. PBK. Nice. Hopefully they're still to come. Hopefully they're further in. Or in this room, even. Preferably. That's nothing. There's something good. From Patrick Brochard claim to Elizabeth Sobek, cradle sealed. Eleuthia 01 was successfully sealed before the swarm advancing across Xinjiang province could detect it. Ping back from crucial systems is good. From our maiden voyage, a success. Regards my disputes with the betas over zygote selection. Of course I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans, but we can all agree there is margin for refinement in future cradle populations. Donk. In addition to personally overseeing completion of the Eleuthia 02 site inside Mount Namuli, I will formulate and propose a modified zygote selection plan within the week. Half of that I had no idea what they were talking about.
No space.
And that was health. That is fine. Don't need it. Hopefully this is the last one. Why did that not open it? Yep. from him again to Elizabeth Sobek. Cradle Servitor Personae. Development of the artificial personae for cradle servitors, nurturer, disciplinarian, healer continues at a good pace. We are targeting Turing 04 for these constructs. Sorry for that. This should allow low-grade empathy and limited improvisation without undermining adherence to codified behavior sets. The stimulus-driven switching of personae, however, is proving to be a greater software challenge than anticipated, especially concerning entrenched feedback loops between the disciplinarian and healer personae. I've also attached the reports from the incident where a servitor running the monitor personae intervened on a disciplinarian servitor's behavior. A parental argument, if you will. Amusing on first glance, perhaps, but deeply concerning. I have attached a comprehensive plan for correcting these interactive protocol shortcomings in just Data Corrupt. And this is the first spot I came. So we've worked out these are artificial wombs. Time to go up, I guess.
Cradle facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
I'm kind of hoping, looks like I was hoping that the elevator shaft with the ladder would be where I need to go rather than hidden secret type of thing. And it looks like it is. I do like how easy it is to move around this game. But I don't like how the camera keeps swapping shoulders. That's where I need to go. And there's no side rooms. Are they the guns that I left behind?
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Guy is going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth.
Hourly drink reminder.
Outside protocol.
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
Hopefully everyone else is staying hydrated as well. That one sounds like it will be missing a couple. Missed only one. Okay. Hopefully that one's in this room.
Nuts would benefit from antilopinae morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
Component.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet...
And yet, I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief.